بكم مرة أخرى. Good morning everyone. A very warm welcome to all our distinguished guests joining here at Sheraton Oman and to all our virtual attendants from across Oman and beyond. Thank you for being with us today on behalf of Business Gateways International and under Ministry of Energy and Minerals. We are proud to present the JSRS Buyers Meet 2025, Session 1. This event is a part of our ongoing initiatives to foster transparent, direct dialogues between Oman major oil and gas buyers and the certified supplier community. It's designed to be clarity, insights, and opportunity, helping local and international suppliers to understand the current procurement priorities, features, and the projects, and how they can align themselves with the procurement standards in the oil and gas industry of Oman. Today, you will hear from a key industry project players such as Daleel, Petroleum, CC Energy Development, and Petroleum Development Oman, who will share actionable insights on how suppliers can become more strategic, compliant, and visible within the JSRS ecosystem. Beyond the presentations, this event also offers a valuable platform for networking and understanding the larger vision of Oman in-country value. One of that aligns with Oman economy and goals under Vision 2024. 2040. Whether you are a seasoned joint supplier registration system supplier or a company who are exploring engagement for the first time, we hope today to give you clarity, directions, and inspiration. To our in-person guests, we hope you are enjoying the networking, the presentations, and face-to-face meeting. To our online attendants, we encourage you to stay active in the chat and ask questions during the Q&A session. So, our first session will be with the presentation from Daleel Petroleum, which will be taking place by Ms. Afra Alawi. She is a senior business analyst. Ms. Afra, please join us. Start your presentation.
Okay, greetings everyone, good morning. Thank you for being here and for your interest to know more about the sourcing system and participation and the tenders for oil and gas operators. Let me introduce myself first. This is Afra Alawi, Senior Business Analyst in Daleel Petroleum. And I have my colleague here, Ahmed Al-Hinai. He is a Senior Contracts and Procurement Analyst to answer your questions about contracting and procurement. Okay. My topic today will be focused interest on e-tendering process in Daleel Petroleum, how you can register with us, how you can express your interest, and how you can participate with our tenders. But let me give you a brief first about procurement policies in Daleel Petroleum. First of all, we believe in contracting with the best-in-class contractors, which will support us to deliver our objectives of optimal production, operational safety, world-class standards, and growing in the ICB, the in-country value for Oman. So for that, we are making sure to follow open and transparent protocols to contract with the suppliers, contractors who will help us and support us to achieve those objectives. So the first step to have or to receive tenders for Daleel Petroleum, you have to have a JSRS certificate from business gateways. Once you obtain this certificate and you have a valid JSRS number, then you can start the process to express interest and register with Daleel Petroleum. Just to highlight that the suppliers, while registering in the business gateway, make sure to choose the right category for which represents the current business that you are doing. So we will be able to reach the right suppliers for the right products and services. Once you obtain this certificate, or at least you are in the process of obtaining the certificate, you may start to express your interest to the tenders for Daleel Petroleum. Usually, beginning of each year, we are publishing all our tenders, the upcoming tenders throughout the year in our public website. So you can just navigate there, view the tenders, the tender name, and the tentative time for publishing the tender. The website will ask you to add some few details like your company name, the JSRS number if you already have it, contact number and company email, so we will be able to contact with you. And then let me show you a demo on how you can express your interest. So it is in the public website, the Daleel Petroleum public website, business with us, then upcoming tenders. You will be able to see the list of the tenders that will be floated throughout the year with the tentative dates. You just select the tenders and submit your interest. You need to fill your company name, CR number, contact name, and so on, and just submit your interest. You will receive a confirmation that your interest has been submitted, and we will receive those requests. Okay. So now you have expressed your interest to participate in the tenders, and that's it for the website. Now we will go to our tendering, our internal tendering system, which is based on Oracle ESOS businesses, and all the procurement life cycle starting from our internal process, the tendering, the evaluation, the awarding is happening on the Oracle system. And the suppliers are having access to this system similar to our access. So once the tender is floated, let's say it's floated in July of the year, you will be receiving an email notification to your email registered in the JSRS, inviting you to participate in this tender if you fit to that category for providing services or products. This email is having brief information about the tender title, the high-level requirements of the tender, the opening and closing date of the tender, and also there is a user manual which will guide you on how to log into the system, how to submit your code. As well, there is a focal point, contracts and procurement analyst, who you can contact if you have any questions related to that specific tender. Just to highlight that this email is sent to the email you have registered in JSRS under JSRS Business Development, and we usually recommend the suppliers to use group emails like info, sales, whatever, instead of individual emails, so that we will be able to reach you at any time. Okay, In the email sent to you for the invitation, there is a link which will take you to our internal portal. You can access the portal either from that link or from our public website, Business with Us Invoicing and Tendering System. It will guide you to Oracle system. You don't need to be registered in our system if you have a valid JSRS certificate, even if it's your first time to use Daleel portal. You just use your JSRS number, which is usually start with OM if your company based in Oman, as a username. So this will be your username. And for the password, you may reset your password from the login assistant. You can see it here. It will ask you to add your username, and the reset password link will be sent immediately to your registered email in the JSRS. And you can just follow the process of resetting the password, then you will be able to access the system immediately. As I mentioned, there is no pre-registration, even if it's your first time to use the Daleel portal. Once you log into the system, you will be able to see at least 2 functions, maybe 3. Invoicing, tendering portal, and there is another functions related to the contracting. Our focus today will be only about the supplier tendering portal for the submitting quotation and participating on the tenders. So if you click on supplier tendering portal, you will be able to see 2 sections in the page. The first section is about the previous tenders that you have participated in, your previous quotations, the details of the quotations, what you have submitted, and so on. And the other sections down there, it contains the new tenders that you have been invited to, but you did not participate yet in those tenders. So if you click on the tender itself, you will be able to see all the details related to that tenders, the requirements, the instructions, general requirements, technical requirements, the closing date of the tenders. You will be able to see all the details there with the attachments, if there's any attachment sent. The system will ask you to acknowledge your participation, then you will be able to create your code. Once you create the code, you start adding your attachments, technical submissions, commercial submissions, complying with the requirements, VAT details, and so on. Just make sure you are saving your work while you are working on the tender. So once you are done, you just click on submit and the tender will be submitted. That's it generally about how you apply for a tender. Now I will give you some tips and important tips while submitting your quotations. Tip number 1, usually we have 2 types of tender. We have single stage and 2-stage tenders. Just make sure you read the instruction very carefully while uploading your offer to know if this tender is 1-stage or 2-stage. If the tender is a 2-stage RFQ, make sure you submit your commercial proposal separately from the technical proposal. And actually, while you are uploading your attachments to the system, you will be able to see 2 categories. One is from supplier technical, and another one is the commercial. If you are mixing between both, and the tender is a 2-stage RFQ, this will lead to immediate disqualification of the supplier. However, if the tender is 1-stage RFQ, you might submit the commercial and the technical proposal at once. So this is a very important tip while uploading your offer. We usually share something called instructions to bidder, IBD document in the RFQ. You can export that file and you must read it very carefully because it has all the instructions you need to comply to participate in this tender. For example, what are the documents that you need to upload? What are the main requirements of the tender? So failure to comply with those instructions might lead to disqualification. For the attachments, the third tip, for the attachments, just make sure you upload technical, commercial. If the ICB proposal is requested, your JSR certificate, your CR certificate, as requested in the instruction to bidders in the tendering portal, we don't accept any offline submissions. Tip number 4 is about the closing time of the tender. Once you open the tender in the tendering portal, you will be able to see the closing date and time of the tender. Let's say the tender is closing 1st of July at 12 p.m. Just make sure your submission is there, submitted at least 3 hours before the closing time. Because the system will not allow you to make any submissions after 12 p.m. And also, if you are facing any issues while uploading your offer, we can support you in a sufficient time before the closing time. The last tip is about revising your offer. Let's say you have already submitted your proposal. You can revise it any time before bid closing time, and we will be able to see only the latest revised offer that you have submitted. Yeah, that's it. Okay, that's it for the tips. Another functions we have in the tendering portal, which is the online discussion function. So all communications and correspondence related to specific tenders are happening online. We don't usually receive any offline or emails communications. If the suppliers is having any questions related to that specific tenders, they have to submit it through online discussion in the portal. And if Daleel wanted to cascade any message to the suppliers, they will do so through the online discussions. And you will be receiving an email notification if there is any online discussions. As well, you will be receiving a notification in the system itself. Okay. I have explained it, most of the things related to the tendering portal. However, if you need more details, if you are participating on a tender and you need further support, in the portal itself and even before you log in, you will be able to see 2 manuals here, 2 links. The first link will direct you to online tendering manual, which has all the details with the screenshots on how you can participate on a tender. And the second manual is for the e-invoicing system. If you have already contracted with the lead and you are facing an issue on uploading your invoice, you can export this manual and it will help you on how to upload your invoice. The second thing is that we have a common communication email for any issues from the suppliers. If you need to ask about anything related to tender, you can note this email and we will respond to you. And it's actually available in the manuals. Moving to the next subject, which is about ICB compliance. And as I mentioned in the beginning, one of our main objectives is to make sure the growing of the in-country value, the ICB for Oman. So there is a specific tenders that we require the suppliers to submit their Omanization plan. If there is any products to be purchased from Oman, and what are the other projects that will be outsourced. All those details will be available in the instructions to bidders if this tender is applicable for ICB. So the suppliers has to comply with those requirements. I think this is the last point I will be talking about, which is the government regulations in iSourcing. There is another function under the e-tender supplier tendering portal. You will notice it. It is called Daleel Regulatory Documents Library. And this library is having all the documents, regulations that has been published by either the ministries or Daleel Petroleum or any other entities. So once you receive the technical requirements or the instructions to bidder for a tender, first of all, you will find a link which will direct you to this library for a specific document. And there is a checkbox that you have read and understand this document, and another checkbox that you will comply with all requirements in this regulation. This is the proposal. Last thing, there is a short video in this barcode which will guide you in all the instructions on how to participate, how to express your interest, what happens later when you receive a code, what happens later when you get a tender from the Petroleum. I think that's it. Thank you for your time and your attention.
I think most of us have enjoyed the insightful presentation which was presented from Ms. Afra Alawi. Landscape and the supplier priority, and of course the importance of including your in-country value parameters within the submission of your upcoming, inshallah, proposals. So thank you, Ms. Afra, very much for that. So coming back to our audience who have joined us recently, welcome again, and welcome to those who have joined us online again. So now we are pleased to welcome Mr. Saud Al-Harmaly from CC Energy Development. Mr. Saud will be highlighting the CCED approach to the supplier engagement and the opportunities on the horizon of how the JSRS community can align with their strategic direction. Mr. Saud, the stage is yours.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, everyone. This is Saud Harmaly from CCD. Basically, I'm contract procurement manager looking at all tender and procurement processes. First of all, I'm pleased to stand here presenting CCD. And can you hear me now? I'll be presenting basically about the tendering processes, presenting CCD. Yeah. So. Can you hear me now? Is this clear? All right. So thank you. I think more or less it's the same processes. We are just following the same processes, maybe tweaking here and there. So I will be taking you through who CCED, number one, and the tendering processes, and also the mandatory requirements which built in CCED, as well the minimum requirements which we would love to see that all the contractor suppliers, which I wouldn't love to say contractor suppliers, because I see like with our partners, we're all going towards one goal. Yeah, and then common issues which we would like to address it here in the tables as well to make sure that we overcome those areas, and to share our success stories which were implemented sometimes last year and this year as well. Yeah. So CCD is a consolidated contracting in energy development, basically oil and gas operators. We have 4 concessions, 3 and 4 which is currently under operation, and 2 which is under exploration, which is 37 and 84. Yeah. So 38 and 74. Those are under explorations, and hopefully we'll start soon producing. Yeah. And standing here with, and I'm proud to say that is we have achieved 93% in terms of organization. It illustrates the commitments towards the local workforce. Yeah. And our mission is to deliver safety, operational excellence, and local developments. So just to give you a brief on what sister here, Afra, have spoke about tendering. The tendering, I'll just make it quicker and brief. We have 2 stages, mainly 2 stages. The question is just to make sure that we have transparency and fairness. Yeah, so we start again when we go to the ITT, we issue an RFQ out into the market to all qualified or registered JSRS bidders. And then we do, once we receive your bids, we go through the technical evaluations. The technical evaluation goes to the technical team, does the technical evaluation to ensure that you are compliant and aligned with our requirement expectations. Once that is concluded and we have identified who are qualified bidders, then we move on to the next stage, which is the commercial evaluation. So the number 1 is we look at the technical, is the technical qualified, and then we move on to the commercial. I wanted to emphasize that we're not driven by the value, we're driven by the quality. So we look at the qualities, are you qualified, and then we move on and we look at the commercial, and then we become the winner in our tenders. So I wanted to highlight one thing here. Part of this process is as the mandatory. The mandatory is within also we are mandated on, we are going through that to make sure that the KS are registered and also ensure that registration are aligned. Sometimes you find our suppliers who are registered in JSRS, but with the time you're continuing updating it, your commercial registration. Your commercial registration might sometimes you add an activities for, let's say, valves, let's say transformers, but have you go back to the JSRS to ensure that categories are also included there. So that is the tips which you need to make sure that you are having those categories are added into JSRS in order to receive our tender. So those are the submission requirements I wanted to emphasize. This is, I won't go into details, but this is the minimum requirements. When you go into the technical requirements, we expect at least to acknowledge participation, exactly what you stated, and then you submit part of your technical bids, and we have also the VDRL, which is sort of a mandatory requirements which you need to make sure that you are compliant with, you tick all the boxes which align with the requirements. And also that if you have any deviation or exceptions to our terms and conditions, to our technical requirements, that's the list which you need to emphasize, and you need to ensure that it's addressed to the team so they look at it in technical. And then once that is done, then we move to the stage 2, which is the commercial. So if you look at how extensive the technical, that is the key which we're looking at, and then the commercial comes next stage. I wanted to highlight these common issues. I mean, for me, sometimes I feel like you're missing the opportunities. So it's good to bring it to the tables and also to remind ourselves. Misalignment, which I say here, because sometimes we receive calls from the contractor, those suppliers, that we have not received the bids. But when we dig deeper, we realize that they are not registered in that specific categories. So I would emphasize it's not a matter of unregistered in JSRS. No, are you registered in the right categories? Are you expanding your categories? So that's number 1. Including the commercial, as also we all in the same boat. Yeah. In terms of the submissions here, we wanted to emphasize that the technical and commercials, you need to make sure that you separate them, because the technical has to have purely technical, no commercial. If you add any commercial figures there, it might lead to disqualifying. So we are binding with the 2 stages. We expect all the bidders to separate the technical and commercial submissions. Also, part of to so you don't miss the participation in our tenders, that you need to make sure that you have a valid JSRS, because sometimes we come across where we do the technical evaluations, we're about to award, we realize the bidder maybe the JSRS has expired or maybe it's not valid. So I think I would emphasize it's good to be proactive in ensuring that the JSRS legislation is done well in advance. The failure to meet our minimum submission, this is part of the technical evaluations or technical requirements. We normally state it all our part of our tenders, what are the minimum requirements. So it is part of your submissions. Just go through the tender documents, and if you have any questions, we have also sort of technical clarifications, TQs. Please, you're free to raise all your clarification questions before your submission. So at least you make sure that you have met all the minimum requirements. In terms of the common issues, I think one of the areas which we believe that we would like to address it, and also to ensure that we also comply to it. It's unfulfilled delivery commitments. The delivery sometimes is the key or the drive for our project to success, and that also add value to your organizations, where we can see, yes, this is reliable suppliers we can rely on in the critical projects. So that's one of the areas I wanted to highlight. And last but not least, I think I wanted to share with you the success stories. I mean, let's admit, no organization is perfect, and I must admit also we are going through that transition of improving and trying to meet the pillars which are going to fulfill the requirements needed from both sides. So you get, for instance, the feedback from CCDs, dialogue communications, areas where we can improve as well. I mean, so those are the positive transformation which we've started. I mean, this year, I must admit, we will just launch the new ERP for Afra Cloud. So that's more or less is we'll have sort of a two-way dialogues to ensure that we have transparency, fairness, and you can get your feedback on the system platform directly. If it's the piece is awarded or the piece is still under technical evaluation, commercial evaluation, so we'll have that one. Another thing which is thing I wanted to highlight is country for region. Country for region part of our tenders. Now we expect all bidders to start right in the country for region. Why is that? So we can support our country, looking at giving the priorities to the local products, number one. Number two is not only RCV, it's another thing is just to make sure that we are not putting ourselves into risks. I mean, we have seen recently numbers of unstable countries. Like last time it happens in Pakistan and India and Iran and Bahrain. Do we really want to go and procure something which we are not certain is it going to reach us, yes or no? So I think those will give us sort of indications. Are we ready to wait? Are we ready to put ourselves into that risk? So that's one. So I would encourage everyone to just make sure that in new tenders, make sure that you are adding that information. Also, last year we've introduced the approved manufacturer list to ensure that we are dealing with the reliable manufacturers. I know we have a plenty of manufacturers, you name it, everywhere, everyone can do that. But are they the reliable? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. So we have introduced last year, and I know everyone will have a question, how can I have my manufacturer included in that manufacturer? That's why I pointed out in the last point. That is, we have introduced also the qualification processes where you can bring on the table all your manufacturers to CCDs and be welcome to look into it. We have engineering teams, including supply chains. We evaluate and make sure that, yes, we have pre-qualified and evaluated your factories or your materials, and is it in line with our requirements. So that's it from my side, and I want to just want to close out with a quote. No matter how good you get, you can always get better. That's the exciting part. So I'm strongly believing continuous improvement. It's not that it's not that only we can next year or next time we meet, and we have at least tick some boxes and we all with the smile faces. Yeah, that's it from my side. And please, if you have any question, any clarifications, I'll be more than happy to answer. Is it? Yeah. Question later? All right, thank you.
Registration document requirement, if you can see, we having local suppliers and we have international suppliers, and the requirements, it is similar in somehow. You can see that JSRS certificate, it is one of the mandatory document that it should be valuable either with a local or international. There is the CR, commercial registration, bank details, and VAT, tax, and so on. On the other hand, you can, on the other side, you can see the JSRS, how the suppliers, they can get their JSRS certificates and the criteria of getting that certificate. Okay, this is kind of the request function. The suppliers who is existing in video system, they can raise it if they want or they wish to update their details or to add a new category, renewing their CRs, JSRS, VAT, tax, and bank details as well. So all those requests, it's available on the system, and they can go by themselves and do the request on the system. This is our registration cycle. Actually, we having two registration cycle. Some of the suppliers, they will register without on-site audit, and some of the suppliers, they will register with a site audit. And you can see the element who's on the registration cycle. It starts with the supplier because they are the one who will put their request to register or to have a profile on Rabita system, which is a system unique for the video system. And you can see it will go through the vendor management team, and then will supplier and our quality team, our technical team, and if it's required for an audit, it will go to our audit team for a site audit. Once it's all go to the legal team, all the path it's finished, it will be ended with our APME list. For any support, for any support in registration step, the suppliers can contact our frontline team who will support them either by email or by phone. If they could support them immediately, or they can approach us as internal team to support the team or the supplier. Registration page. Whoever open the registration page through that link, he will get, it is 5. I changed the one, but it's look like it's the same here. It's 5 actually. We have in type 5 type of the registration, and the supplier, he need to go and select the right category or right vendor type of the based on the supply items or service that he's doing. Once he goes through the selecting type, he will get the other window who is applying him to register on the video. So getting JSRS certificate doesn't mean that you already approved the video system. You need, because video, they have another qualification system, and everyone needs to go through that qualification until it gets approved, and he can be part of the vendor management or vendor list approved list on the system. Here, it's like I will go through the registration page as a sample. This is the registration page. It's all requirement, normal requirement with the document that already the supplier have it in hand. Either it's JSRS or their CR or their VAT, tax, bank details, and so on. Supplier, they will have an option to select the product or the service they are approved on it. And here it will be they need to upload all the document which already in his hand, like the JSRS, CR, bank details, and VAT, tax. All those documents need to be uploaded on the system before he submits his registration. Once he do the initiate registration, he will submit, it will go to the vendor management team for reviewing, and once it's approved, as initiate approved, he will get the supplier, auto email, getting him the username and password, which willing him to enter or log into the system. And the system, once he gets the username and password, system will send him automatically QCL, or what it's with the qualification checklist. Qualification checklist, it is part of the qualification. He will go through it based on the service or the product he has selected on the initiate registration. This is the technical and part of the technical and quality qualification. We have in our quality team, they will review his submission or his qualification. Once it's approved by the quality team, they will approve it. It will go automatically to our technical team for their review. And just to mention here, the technical team or the function team, they will decide if the service or the product need to have an audit site audit. If they decide to have a site audit, it means that there will be another step with the site audit, and the supplier need to pay a fees for that one. I will show it later on. Here also we having our due diligence form. This is part of our legal team requirement, and this will be sent automatically from the system as well to all our suppliers, and all the suppliers who's willing to be part of any tender, any participation on the bid or any public tender or a certain tender, they need to have an approved due diligence form, which allowing them to submit their proposal and quotations. This is if the suppliers, our technical team or function team, they decide to have an site audit for the suppliers, the system automatically will send them the link of the paying fees. The paying fees, it's like they need to pay a fees for the audit, which will be conducted with, by our team. So once this is the facility audit. As I mentioned before, that some of the QCL, it's not required in audit, and it will be continuously until it's approved. Some of the QCL or the product, it will be required an audit side. If it's audit side, it is depend on where it will be. As you can see that if it's in North America and other Asian places, Europe, they need to pay such fees, and if it's Middle East, they need to pay another fees. If it's GCC country, they need to pay another fees. If it's Oman and outside Muscat, they will be different fees. So it's depend on the place. Based on that one, they will pay the fees for the audit project. Once all the steps it is approved, all the requirement it's there, the vendor will be approved in the system and will be moved to our AV vendor list, approved vendor list, which allowing them to participate on all the tender, all the QC, any request for the quotations. Okay, this is our internal vendor performance, how we are controlling or managing our vendor performance. There is and there is non-compliance consequence. We are used it for our suppliers in case of any lack or any fail to process the product or the shipment or whatever, starting with the yellow card, ending with the red card. Thank you very much. Any question, or you will leave it to the end? Yeah. Yes, please.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ma'am, I just want to ask you, you still open all the categories of all the products and services still open, or we used to experience sometimes that video says that come back to okay, this categories has been closed for some time.
Yes.
See, when you these are few elements I wanted to tell you about it. See, we are all. I almost like I born and brought up in Mama, so I know very well people and the culture, and I'm very close to that. See, I really respect the way the country goes, and then the next step is the people who are the elements to add value to the government views and the economical status of the country. So by saying this, or I'm coming back to my question is, see, there is an IC, there is a organization, there are products and services, and the people, and the manufacturers who's coming to the country. So the acceptance of this, when we say that, okay, this product is not being not approved, this category is closed, then we will have a problem to bring more manufacturers to the country. Even they wanted to invest in country, there will be restrictions on many areas. We are facing that. So every day is a different day. Yesterday maybe yes, and maybe you don't have a proper suppliers or manufacturers, but today we might have find something good. So by saying no to them, we are losing people. So we are losing manufacturers. They will go to the different the next country, which is very easy. You know the line. Most of them they set up their factories and things are there because it is very easy for them to get the things done there. This is what the feedback I'm getting from our manufacturers and the people we are getting. So how do you address this issue? Thank you. PDO. Actually, I want to tell you about Ubin's PDO. The PDO is one of the, they are the major shareholders of all the economic and the things who bring the economic to the country. Please, thank you.
Thank you very much for your question, and I fully agree with you. As I mentioned at the beginning, when you are opening the registration page, you will find that foreign manufacturer, local, and service provider is still open. And the video public tender as well and others, it's there. So all those 5, it's open for registration. Only they are stopping the stockies and distributor because they are facing so many issues and fail to supply the right material on the right time. So that's why it has been stopped. But other than this, the local manufacturer, foreign manufacturer, service provider, all those, it's still open and anyone can apply to be part of the supplier who is supplying at video, either the public tender, the people who is wishing to be part of only public tender, as well as they can be part of the supplier.
That's my understanding.
Right. Any other question? Yes, please. Please have a question.
Actually, good morning, Safiya.
Good morning.
To be registered in a certain service with the video, I want the way because while I'm approaching the main contractors to. Assalamu alaikum. Hamad Al-Mari from Muscat Engineering Oil Field Service. Actually, I approached the main contractors for a certain service to work with them. And I'm not allowed to work with them only if I am registered with video for, to be approved with video. But I don't have the experience. While I'm approaching video directly, they will ask for an experience. And main contractors is not allowing us to use these jobs. I want the way from how can I do it?
You mean to register or
No,
to
no.
be a certain
No.
approved for a certain service?
Yeah, to be approved for a certain service.
It means that you need to go through the registration, select the service provider as there, and put your service. So the system will send you a qualification checklist based on the service that you selected. But once it's approved, the cycle or it's approved, the system will give you the approval.
Yes, but you guys will ask for an experience.
For the registration?
Yeah, for the registration, the certain service.
No.
There is no experience
No.
required.
If you are approved, because it doesn't mean that you are selecting a service approval, you will be approved. No. That request will go to the quality team to provide your request. Once they approve, it will go to the technical team who will require documents and to check. Even if they require to go to your base and do the audit to the service that you are providing, they will go. Once they finish their homework, they will approve you on the system.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other questions?
We are doing this, vessel side. If we are going to deal with any of the main contractors that we do, do we have also to be registered in this Ramadan system as a service provider or subcontractors, or the system is just to be a full vendor?
See, if you are willing to participate in any of the public tender in video as your company, you should be registered. But if you are part of the service which main contractor do it per video, it's depend on the contract or on the bid which they put it. If they require also the subcontract to be registered or not. So if you are wishing to do the service directly or to participate on the public tender, yes, you need to be registered. But if you are registered as a public tender, you will not go for the qualification checklist because you are applying for a public tender. So once you are applying to the system, you are selecting public tender, you attach all your document, which is normal document, JSRS, VAT, CR, all those things. You will get your username and password, and that's it. And then you will be, it will willing you to go and participate on the public tender.
Actually, I want to know that if we are selected for the, we have 5 agreements we have registered. And after that, we are for the public tender also we want to register. At the same time, we are service provider also. So is there a possibility to register for those two categories at one time, or can we edit it later?
Actually, every supplier, they have unique login, username and password. So on the first time when you register, you need to select only one. But just to keep in mind that any supplier who is approving on the system or is registered on the system is having the option to participate on the public tender. So if you are registered as a service provider, you will have the option to see all the public tender which is there.
Thank you.
Any other question?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Just I have a small question here. Do you have a different registration for SMEs? Because, most of the SMEs are taking a very minor works with oil companies on these. So do you have separate registrations and upon their type of services they are providing?
Actually, all the SMEs and small companies, they are watching video by our ICBT. So they are not going through the same registration with all the people they are going through. So you just need to approach our ICB on those matters.
Thank you.
Just one clarification. I didn't understand what do you mean by public tender registration? What is the difference between public tender registration and the local or service provider? That is clear.
Okay.
What is public tender registration?
Actually, some of the suppliers or vendor, they wish only to be participating on the public tender because video sometimes they are putting a public tender for everyone. Everyone who's registered in Rabata, they can do that business. So some people they wishing only to do that part of the business. But the local manufacturer, it will go through the qualification, full qualification of the manufacturer and the foreign manufacturer as well. And they will be approved on a certain service. The local manufacturer, they will be approved on a certain product to be manufactured. But on the public tender, there will be no QCL. There will be no qualification checklist on certain service or product.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. You just said that we need to contact the ICB team for registration for SMEs. Can we have a guideline to how we can do that?
Okay, let me check this one and I will come back to you once I finish the call. Thank you. Any other questions? Or I can...
Hello, myself Vinith Raj. I'm from 7-Star Oilfield Equipments. So we are registered with, we are a Dubai-based company. We are registered with public tenders. So what is the difference between how we can get the RFQs for the instrumentation, not the public, other than public tenders? In which category we need to register here?
No, actually you already registered on the system.
Only for the public tenders.
Okay, it's mean that, and you are manufacturing those items, what you are talking about?
No, we are general traders.
Actually, that's why they stopped the trader. The trader and stockist, it has been stopped. If you are a manufacturer for those items, you can just simply go on the system and add category. And add those category in your profile. System will send you the qualification checklist. It will go through the process to approve those products and get them on our ABM list. But if you are a trading or stockies, no chance of.
What about if you have the agencies?
No. Sorry?
What about if you have the agency agreements?
Agency agreement, you mean you are an agent for a
particular brand?
Yeah. And yeah, this can be done. Like you need to go and register, but firstly, that manufacturer need to be registered as well in the system. And the system, once you are applying to be an agent, local agent for that manufacturer, system will automatically link your name with their name, but with a certain document as well.
Okay, which is the category we need to register again on this one? In these 5 categories for the agent?
No, you don't need to go and register agent again. You already there on the system. Just you need to ask this team to change your supplier type to local agent, but you need to provide the requirements or documents. Yes.
online is asking, is it mandatory for manufacturer to have a local agent in order to be qualified? The question is from one of our online participants. Is it mandatory for a manufacturer to have a local agent in order to be pre-qualified and be a registered vendor with video? Or if the foreign manufacturer can get the pre-qualification without a local agent?
Yes, the foreign manufacturer, they have either two ways. Either they dealing directly with video and they get the qualification and do the business directly or between them and video. Or the other side, they will be qualified and the qualification will be sent to them. They need to do the qualification, but the deal will be with a local agent. Like they will be dealing with video through a local agent. So they have both ways, either this or that.
It means it's mandatory to have a local office in Oman, is it? For the region to participate in video requirements?
No, they can do it from the home here.
Okay, thank you for that. Another participant from Germany is asking, they are a German manufacturer. Is there any professional commercial advantage if we are manufacturing in a GCC?
It's depends on what they are manufacturing. If there is any requirement on the product that they are providing, or it's like they will be asked in one in a while. So it's depends on the business requirement. We cannot say it now until we know what exactly they are providing.
Thank you for that. And the last but not least, what is the minimum number of years of experience required for an international company to register as a vendor with video?
For the registration itself, there is no requirement of experience. They can go and register and put all the requirement documents. It's approving them as a manufacturer. Only that one. They will not have. Maybe at the audit stage, it will be asked what they did and how long they did it. But on the registration part, there is nothing.
The last question, how does video recognize or value the ICB, indicative value, or organization in a company? Are there any privileges or advantage during the project bidding or award process?
I'm not sure about the real one, but what I know that whenever there is a tender or there is a contract being awarded from video to any, there is a percentage of that contract to be go to the ICP. And if I'm not wrong, it's 10% of that contract need to be goes to the ICB and the in-country value.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think we struggled
Thank
with
you.
many questions.
No, it's okay, no worries. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Many thanks goes to Ms. Safiya Sawafi, who present an insightful presentation for video pre-qualification system and answer a number of questions for the in-person and the virtual participants. So now we are coming to the final session of the day, which will be presented by Marwa Al-Mishaykhi, Senior Team Leader, Operations in Business Gateways. The topic will be the essential of the JSRS. Whether you are new suppliers or a seasoned suppliers, remember, this session is designed to help you to unlock your new opportunities and connect more efficiency with the buyers. So, Marwan Mishaykhi, please, the stage is yours.
about JSRS. The presentation will be in JSRS, but I will give you just overview about our company, Business Gateways International. So first of all, as you know, our company name is Business Gateways International. Business Gateways International, it's an ITS company started in 2010. We are proud to say that we reached 75% Omanization in our company, and we are running through now 14 years of 6 operations. We have 2 ISO certificates, 1 ISO certificate for operation management, 2nd ISO certificate for data security. I will give you overview about our achievements since 2010 till 2024, what we do as a Business Gateways International. So we started in 2010 as a B2B platform. B2B platform means just an introduction, a small platform, introduce each and every company and do collaborations between the companies. Then in 2014, we won a project in behalf of Ministry of Oil and Gas, which is previously means. And now it's Ministry of Energy and Mines. JSRS, it's a unified platform registering the supplier and oil and gas operator. We start with the oil and gas operator, then in 2017 we get a call from Ministry to go beyond oil and gas operator. So we bring many companies from different sectors to be a part of the JSRS. JSRS is focusing on procurement as a procurement system and ICT system. Then in 2017 and 2020, we get a call also from National Subsidy System community to implement one Omani Citizens Network for fuels and electricity. For fuels and electricity, these 2 systems now more than 700 Omani people they get the benefit of this system because they have a certain discount from the ministry. To get this 2 system. Then in 2019 we implement a part of the JSRS contract management system. Contract management system it's another call for ICB and the Ministry of Energy and Mines. The main objective of contract management system to focus in 10% obligation of SME and LCC. So the ministry, they want to monitor the 10% of SME and LCC distribution through this system. So they will know how many companies they invite, how many companies respond back to the system, and how many companies they get awarded through the contract management system for the 10% obligation of SMEs and LCCs. Then in 2022, we implement another project which is Petroleum, which is standalone system. Petroleum it's a different system for an e-auction and e-trading system. Forward and reverse e-auction can be implemented in this platform. Then in 2024, we have a certain project. One of the projects, National Subsidy System for Education. And the most important project, which is driven as ICB enablement, it's Qimam system, which is under Oman Investment Authority. This is an ICB system for reporting the ICB for all the holding company, which is under Oman Investment Authority and subsidiary, and also it's till the main contractor and subcontractor, they need to report the ICB through this system. Then also in the same year, we implement ROB system. ROB system, it's under Medain and IIA. It's one of the projects which handle all the manufacturing company in Oman. And also it's introduced how many manufacturers in Oman, what is their product, what's the raw material they bring it, how many raw material they bring it from outside Oman, how many raw material they bring it from Oman. And also this is having different phases. The first phase go live in 2024. Now we are implementing phase 2 and phase 3. Okay. Now we have global business framework. It's a business framework. We get this idea as a business gateway to bring all the global companies in that framework to identify the ICB. For example, if there is any project in Oman between Oman or African company or any company, this global framework will identify the business opportunity plus how many spent in Oman and how many spent in African companies. So
It will capture also the ICB. Then also we implement OPAL system, Unified System Platform. This is for OPAL services for the candidate and also for the institute. How many candidates approved by OPAL and how many institutes approved by OPAL, it will come under this platform. So this is our achievement since 2010 till 2024. Now we will focus about the JSRS. JSRS, it's our main project which is under Ministry of Energy and Minerals. And this is a project, it's an ICB initiative under MESH. You know now the ICB brand for oil and gas operators, it's MESH. And this is the logo of MESH. The stakeholder of the JSRS, it's Ministry of Energy and Minerals plus oil and gas operator plus other JSRS. We get awards in making the JSRS project in 2014. We won Clive that project. Then that project get benefit. Why? Because this JSRS is mandatory registration for all oil and gas operator, and we have a mandate from Ministry of Energy and Minerals. Means now no supplier can get the opportunity or get invitation in oil and gas operators since we have all JSRS certificate, valid JSRS certificate. So if you focus on main objective of JSRS certificate, first objective is a single registration system. Single registration system means you don't need to register in each and every entity. You will register in one Windows, get certified, and you will be visible to the all oil and gas operators. This is the main thing and main objective of the JSRS. Second thing, it's create a unified pool of certification for all oil and gas operators. And third thing, it's easy platform for the operator for seeking sourcing the supplier. So the operator, they can go through the JSRS, searching for example, if they have any requirement in any product value or anything, they will log in the JSRS, update, write the name of the product, the rest of the supplier will be shown to them. Okay, so then it's driven and ICB enablement means all the opportunity, most of the opportunity of the ICB will be driven by the business gateways or JSRS system. So this is through the contract management system. Each and every operator they have a KPI to put some contract through the JSRS and mandate their main contractor to using the JSRS for 10% obligation for SMEs and NCC, and those operators they can monitor the supply chain, the full cycle of supply chain of this project through the JSRS, or also the achievement of main contractor in ICB. In the JSRS, we have 3 layers of architecture or operation tools inside the system to communicate with each other. You can, if you need some product and service as a supplier, you will have a option to sourcing the other supplier through the JSRS and to communicate with them through the system. Tier 2, it's for to get the JSRS certificate. After you get the JSRS certificate, you will have this option to be visible to the oil and gas operator. There's a process to get the JSRS certificate. I will talk about it later. So after you get the JSRS, you will be visible in the tier 2 process. Tier 3, it's additional customizable layer. Some of the operators not enough for them to JSRS. Like video, they have Rabita system. OQ, they have Tawreed system. So some of the operators, they have additional layer we call it as a tier 3. Some of them, they do it through the JSRS and some of them through their own system. For example, Oman Energy, they do pre-qualification process through the JSRS. They have tier 3 through the JSRS system. Okay. So the main stakeholder of the JSRS, it's oil and gas operators. Second, the Ministry of Energy and Minerals, the suppliers, and the other industry buyers. This is the statistics of the JSRS certified company. We have more than 8,400 companies certified into JSRS, 6,900 from Oman, 1,400 from outside Oman, and this is the statistics of the product and service inside the JSRS. And this is how many, we have more than 110 countries registering the JSRS outside Oman. 20 operators and 7 buyers, and more than 300 EPCs companies inside the system. This is our list of oil and gas operators and other industry buyers. In this slide, you can see all the oil and gas operators who are under Ministry of Energy and Mines, and all of them, they are using JSRS for sourcing the suppliers. In other side, you will see the other industry buyers. You can see others, Aman, Abrash, Namibia, Omipco, Bali, and Lebanon. Those list of companies, they are not under Ministry of Energy and Mines. They can by themselves. They are interested to using the JSRS as sourcing supplier system. This is the supplier journey in the JSRS. If you are not registered in JSRS, this is the process to get the registration of the JSRS. The JSRS system, it's full, just online registration. No need to come to our office. In case you want more to come to our office and you want to visit our office, our door is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay? So you will start with entering our website www.businessgateways/JSRS. Then there is a payment process after you done the registration. There's one form of registration. It's after that there's a payment process. The payment process, it depends on of the annual turnover and employee income. So, for example, if your company less than 10 employee and your turnover less than 150 riyal, 1,000 riyal, you will classify as a micro company and you will pay 50 riyal for 3 years. Then medium and small company, it will be 100 riyal for 3 years. Last large company, there will be 900 riyal for 3 years. After you process the payment, you will have an option. You will use or you will create for your username and password. Then you will enter the system to start creating your profile. Creating once you create your profile, you need to add product and service, upload who are you, what you do, and update all your information. After that, there will be validation process. We will validate your company. After the validation, there will be online site visit. Then we certify you in the JSRS, and you will be visible to the oil and gas operators and other industry buyers. This is our JSRS certificate. You can see there is a country of origin, supplier code, which is unique code for each and every company. Then there is a registration date, validity, and if you are a SCC company from local community contractor, we have 3 company registration. BDO in SCC, it's with us, Oxy and CC Energy. 3 company, you can do registration as a SCC company through JSRS system. Then there is a classification. If you are a SME company, it will be shown here. In addition, there is QR code to authenticate if this certificate is real or not. Also, it will give you information about your company and product and service and date of approval. Now, all of you are after you getting the JSRS certificate, your question is, what is after the JSRS? What benefit I can get it from the JSRS registration? The first benefit it will be your visibility with oil and gas operator. Your visibility will be connected with product and service you added. It's not about JSRS certificate. Keep in your mind, it's not you get JSRS certificate, you will be visible. You will be visible in the oil and gas sector. Depends on the product and service you add in your profile in the JSRS. Otherwise, the operator, they cannot view your profile because most of the operator, when they do the search, they will search about product and service. They will search about what they need. So what they need, product and service, depends on that, you will be visible to the oil and gas operator. Second thing, you will be able to participate in main contractor opportunities. We have more than 50 main contractors. They are using the JSR system to publish SMEs and SCCs opportunity. So there will be option inside the system to view the standards. Then B2B connectivity. B2B connectivity for the SME company, you will have an external profile. External profile for the SME company, they don't have a website. They can use it as a website. It's very professional page introducing yourself. Everything will be available. Even contact us if any company will want to contact you. They can contact you through the external profile. Then additional certification, you will have an option to apply for SCC certification through the JSRS. So this is one of the opportunity for the SCC's company to register. We have GCC open tenders. For example, you want to view all other all country of GCC public tenders. For example, you want to see how many public tenders in Kuwait, how many public tenders in UAE. You can register as a JSRS to receive tender announcement or tender fee about the public tenders. Last things, sourcing hub. If you are a company and you're looking for product and service, and you want to get our help to identify for you how many companies willing to do this business with you, you will just post your requirement to sourcing hub. Our team, they will search about the company and they will end up with a report how many companies interested to provide this product or service to you. We have JSRS mobile application. This is the mobile application of JSRS. In the mobile application, all the layer of registration will be available, and you will have an option to get the tenders notification through the JSRS. So from that opportunity, you will have just JSRS tenders, which is tenders related to oil and gas operators, CMS inquiry, which is tender for main contractors. Okay. Also, if you want to book for a training, you will have an option. We have a weekly training, online training in ours for the JSRS, how to use the system, how to view the tender, how to submit the tender. So if you are interested on that, you can go through mobile app, click on JConnect, and select which day is suitable for you to attend. This is our support system. We have a web chat, Arabic and English. We have WhatsApp number. We have call center, and we have also email. So if you want to communicate with us, this is our communication tools. In addition, as I say, our door is open for you. You can feel free to come to our office to support you on anything. This is some advisory as we give it to the JSRS suppliers. One of the advisory, keep your certificates valid, because now there is a mandate from ministry. If you certificate, if you have holding contract with any oil and gas operator, and in between your certificate it's expired, maybe they can terminate the project in between. You will have some certain due date. After that, they will terminate it with you. So keep your certificate valid, and you will have an option to renew your certificate automatically. So no need, for example, to reach us every time to renew your certificate. You just click an option, auto renew, and the system will generate for you auto renew. Keep your product and service updated. This is the most important things, product and service. You have in JSRS unlimited bank of product and service. So feel free to add all the product and service, but it should be related to your product, to your activity license and the activity license and commercial registration certificate. Login in the JSRS, you need to log in because we have many companies. When we do analysis, some companies they are not logging in 1 year, maybe 2 or 3 times. Keep logging in the system, because now weekly there is tender will be published in our system. So, and you cannot submit the tender through the mobile app. The notification will be sent to you, but to participate in any tender, you need to log inside the system. Download the JSRS application. It will help you a lot. So you can review how many product and service you have. You can also communicate with other suppliers through the mobile app. You can view also the tender announcement. In addition to all this feature, we have value-added services. One of the value-added services, buyer pre-qualification process. If you, for example, have any difficulty to do any vendor registration with any oil and gas operator or outside Oman also operator like ADNOC, Aramco, and all, we have a professional team to give you advisory and to help you to complete your registration with the other buyers. And also GCC Open Tender is one of the value-added services. So you can participate in the GCC tender and subscribe. There is additional fees for subscribing in value-added services. Thank you. If you have any question, please let me know.
Thank you very much for Marwa al showing the importance of getting the JSRS certification and making sure updating the product and service within the JSRS, as it's important to be certified before moving forward to connectivity with the buyers within the JSRS system. So now we are reaching to the last session, which is the the question and answer, or the Q&A. I would like to invite Ms. Afra Alawi and Mr. Ahmed Al-Hinahi from Daleel to be present here with us for the Q&A session, and also Mr. Saud Harmaly from CC Energy Development, plus Ms. Safiya Sawafi from PDO, and Marwa al from Business Gateways International. Please have a seat here. Now, please prepare your questions. If you have any questions to the presenters from the four entities, so we can accordingly ask them.
Yes, do you have any questions?
Yes.
I have a question for the business leaders. We are having an agency of a product. Yeah, we are having an agency of a product, but that is not updated in our CR yet. But we have the agency certificates, we are the authorized agents of that. So, is it possible that if you apply for the product on the JSRS, we can be accepted, that product can be approved? Or we need to have compulsority in the CR?
You should update your CR. Without CR, we cannot approve you.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Dr. Ahmed Sawafi from Khazain Oil Resources. Really, I'm not really having a question more than a plan of, having a support for the SME companies or super LLC companies. We're working specifically in oil and gas industry, which is we are well servicing as well as logistics. So we spoke about the tendering and how to apply, for the system. The thing which is we are planning ahead, we could of giving any client a service of charge work or a service is only to approve before we go for a technical spec and to go for commercial. Maybe we are good. Let's say paper on ink looks so nice, but in reality, the work which is the service I'll be providing, which is not meet the requirements of the clients. So is it possibility to have a chance or open a gate, an opportunity of having a trial for a specific work that immensely for those work people who sitting in here. Maybe there are people for oil and gas industry, or some of them service provider, or they are, logistic company. So I think that what I'm looking for, we're looking for an opportunity. We are here for having an opportunity at the end of the day. So if we are successful, on our trial job, then we are good. We will be able to submit, the other formalities, let's say registration and, the other thing. But here we are willing to give a free trial job, which give a chance or allow us to, prove that we are capable to do so. This is my advice and suggestion. So then I just want to hear from you if you have any input.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you for highlighting that. I mean, I'll speak on behalf of CCD. I mean, in terms of CCD, definitely we welcome any trials. I mean, especially when we try to look into the capabilities in-house or locally here. I mean, definitely, I would say we're looking at the technology or products. But the services, for example, have been pointed out in terms of the logistics. It would be a really challenge for us because we have a massive logistic contractors available in the market. But definitely, in terms of if you have any new technologies, you have any new products which you believe that will add value to our operators or our plants, definitely you are most welcome. And we have a dedicated team who are looking into this. And we do trials to ensure that yes, if it's a success stories, we implement it. Yeah.
Hello, Safiya. One more question here. And, what is the best way? We tell our manufacturer to register you and declare that we are the local agent, or we register and we inform PDO through the registration that we are the local agent.
Actually, on both sides, the manufacturer and the local agent need to be registered on the system, because the qualification it will be done for the manufacturer itself. Even if there is any site audit, it will be done for the manufacturer. Only the local agent will be having the deal, or the POs, all the documented things later on. It will be done for the local agent. So both manufacturer and the local agent to be registered on the system. If you are registered and you are there on the system as a local agent or as a supplier, and your manufacturer wish to register, when they register, they need to select work with a local agent, and they need to select your name from the drop-down list and to be a local agent for them. So once all the registration process finished from their side as a manufacturer, it will be appearing on the system that this manufacturer has been approved, and we need to deal with them through their local agent, which your name company. So both need to be registered, but the qualification it will be done for the manufacturer. You as a local agent, there will be no qualification checklist to be done on you.
Okay, I agree. But doesn't give a wrong idea to the manufacturer. Why do we need a local agent instead of they directly dealing with you? Then we are losing chance. Is it not?
We are opening the door for the manufacturer. Some of the manufacturers, they wish to deal directly with video. They have the option. Some of the manufacturers, because they are an international manufacturer, they have so many deals over the world, so they don't have time to deal a single deal between them and the operator. So they will keep their local agent on a country to deal on behalf of them.
That's right. Yes. But may I ask you this: if we the local directly manufacturer come to you and serve the industry, how can we get the benefit from them, educate them to have an ICB in this country? Where that point can be loaded in their mind, they will get an easy access to give you a supply, directly supply to you that's it.
Not all, not all. As I told you that.
Most of them, they came and asked us this, why do we need to go back to usage? Listen, we can directly deal with the video, then why do we need you? They don't need us actually.
It's just an equal
No,
opportunity.
that doesn't match with the ICD policies of India, policies of our country. Because when the ICD comes, we have to stand together to bring and attract more manufacturers to the country through the local manufacturers. Then it will add not only the products to the country, the employment. So that reflects everywhere. Please think about it. I'll contact you later. We are all take much of your time. Thank you so much.
Yes, if you allow me just to add into answers, I think what she's answering mainly in terms of the registration. The registration is purely, it's your decision if you want to look into local or as international. However, during the technical evaluation, commercial evaluation, there is a weightage and there is a ranking, a preferences given to the local manufacturers. Yeah, we range between 10 to 20%. Depends if it's under M or ORA. But yes, the preferences is given to the local manufacturers. So that's something you need to consider. Do you want to be an international or local, where you'll be given a preferences if you are local manufacturers. Yeah, and for instance, if you look at the transformers, man cables, yeah, those are being given a preferences because they are manufactured here. So you have a local employment, you are utilizing utilities, your local transportations and all those things, the raw materials. So you can bring the raw materials overseas, however the productions are happening here. And I know I can see numbers of valves manufactured coming in here because of that. They wanted to basically to contribute to the local, to invest in the country. So that's my answer related to that.
Thank you so much.
Just to add one point, since she is from vendor registration team, not from the tendering team at all. Maybe she don't have more idea about tendering process. They are part to register the company. Yeah, vendor registration. They are part to vendor to register the company, either local manufacturer or not. And that part during the tendering process and all, the BDO they have even C7 option where they give there is a closure for the local community contractor and also for the ICB. There is closure how many they want to do for example, for this tender, they want 10% or 10% for SME, 10% for SCC, 10% for local manufacturer. All this during the tendering process. As a vendor registration, they accept all. Then when they participate, that team they will take control of that.
Hi, myself Vinith Raj. I'm from Safiya Oilfield Equipments. My question is to Ms. Marwa from JSRS. See, how to get in touch with the other operators? We can see plenty of other operators are there, like Petroleum, Shell, BP, Petroleum, and so we don't get their any direct contact numbers or any emails in the portal as well. It's tough to reach them, but there are many of the operators which are idle in the portal. Can you help us?
See, most of the operator they doing sourcing from the JSRS, but they are not floating the tender from the JSRS, and also they don't have vendor registration process. Or after you need to register with them, then you will get connectivity with them. They are based on the JSR sourcing the supplier through the product and service. So your visibility with them will be through the product and service. If some of them they have upcoming tender announcement portal, but all of them they are doing sourcing through the JSRs. Most of all the operator, if you go for operator Zoom, you will have each and every operator. There's an email address for each and every operator. You can reach them with that also.
I saw in the portal, but
all of them they have. It's mandatory.
I don't think so because I can show
Each of them. Yes, operators.
Only major of them are there. No, I can see like CCD is there, Daleel is there, video. That's all okay.
It's
but
mandatory.
which I mentioned the names.
Not name, just email ID, there's contact number, not contact, but email ID. It's mandatory for each and every operator, and their profile inside the JSRS.
Assalamu alaikum. First of all, thank you to all the speakers today. It was indeed a very insightful session. My question is to CCD and Daleel and in general to all the operators apart from BOQ and OXY. You have mentioned in your presentation, especially CCD, that you have now created a pre-qualification system and you also have an ABM. Daleel as well, I have seen in few cases, in few projects, they prefer to have their own list of vendors. So can you please give us more information about how to, first of all, approach you for the pre-qualification? I come from a manufacturing background. I represent a manufacturer here in Oman. We have a factory. So I would like to know more about how we can get in touch with whom, with which department, and how we can get the registration process done. For the PDF and other things, it's clear, but for CCD and Daleel, we need some more information. Thank you.
I'll speak on behalf of CCD in terms of so there are two things to highlight here. In terms of the vendors, definitely we are binding our to JSRS. Yeah. So we're talking about manufacturers. So if you're bringing a new manufacturers, definitely yes, you have to bring him into supply chain. We supply chain. We have also our engineering teams. We work jointly to ensure that your manufacturer comes to us and we do the pre-qualification, evaluates their capabilities and their products. And then once that all the boxes are ticked, then you will be added to part of our approved manufacturers. So the suppliers, in terms of the vendors, you will be there as much you are registered in JSRS. Only the manufacturers have to come through us, which is a supply chain. And I think I think the majority of you guys have shared with you my business card. You can reach me out with your profile, with your manufacturers, and we will be welcome to discuss. Okay?
So for the approved manufacturer list for Daleel Petroleum, it's better if you visit us because we are having some process between supply chain and engineering departments to check your manufacturers, do some verifications. They will ask you to bring some documents with you, and once your manufacturer is approved, it will be added to the list, to IAM list. For the suppliers invitation, we fully dependent on JSRS. We are sending to all the suppliers who are registered on that specific categories with no pre-qualification, except for very critical and specific centers.
There are some questions which have been asked by the online participants. The question is directed to the JSRS representative in Oman. We are registered with the JSRS since 6 months. We did not receive inquiries related to the manufacturing yet, even if we are putting all products on our profile. Can you explain how to improve this, please?
Actually, we need to check which product and service they are adding in the JSRS, and we need also to view the catalog. Maybe they add wrong service or wrong product in the JSRS. So I would like to advise them to meet us through our support channels to help them know more.
Another question is directed to video representative. We need to participate on public tenders for video. Even though we are registered under subcontractor, we are not able to participate on public tenders directly. So, what should we do for the direct participations? And what are the approval criteria for our profile as main contractor?
See, anyone needs to participate, even if he's a subcontract, he needs to register first on Rabata system. He needs to register on Rabata system. So he needs to get a username and password, allowing him to enter or log into our Rabita system and see the public tender and participate on it. Registering on public tender, it is somehow same requirement. He will need to attach all his document when he's there to participate in certain public tender. He just need to also fill his due diligence, which is part of our legal requirement. That's it, and he will be able to participate in the public tender.
This question from my side to the CCED representative. What is the future plan to increase the spend within the local companies and bringing more investors from outside?
It's a tricky question. I mean, it's not us. I mean, CCD can contribute in terms of supporting the local suppliers and SMEs, but in terms of the manufacturers, definitely. I mean, definitely it requires basically to work all of us. I mean, all the operators all together to make sure that we bring in a bigger players. I mean, always I keep in my mind. For instance, all operators, they require casings, they require floor lines, those are mandatory requirements to drink and keep the pipe, the oil. So I think that's the area where we need to focus on the operators and say, yes, why don't you bring a bigger players here? Yeah, why? Who manufacture casings, tubings, floor lines, and everything, and supply to all operators. That's an area which I always think about it personally. I believe there's a lot of opportunities. It's just we need to make sure that we all operators talk with one language and one code, and then we give an opportunity to those who are there coming into our country. Yeah. So with the support also from the government, when I look at our cables, where it started and the way they are now, transformations, transformers as well. I mean, those also valves players are coming in. Today only almost two manufacturers or three manufacturers saying are coming in. Definitely. So those when they're coming into our country, definitely will be welcome, be it by CCT and other operators as well.
Thank you for your answer, Saud.
Assalamu alaikum. Well, I don't have a question, however, I have an area of improvement. First of all, my name is May Marjouli, and I've been working in oil and gas for almost 6 to 7 years. I've been served the oil and gas companies by helping them registering in several companies as a part of my work. I'm a business development. So I would like to thank JSRS because they are very supportive and they are gathering all the companies, the service provider, the product provider, and also the major player in the oil and gas. However, my area of improvement for the major player that to accept that there is a new companies joining the market with a zero knowledge and a zero experience, I would like to say. So a support from your end for those kind of companies will help them to have an experience. So entering a meeting, and during the meeting you are expressing your experience. For example, if you are having a new technology and one of the questions being raised that do you have any experience in Oman or in GCC? So the answer will be no. The way of communication goes other way. So you don't have any further communication with such major companies if you are saying that you don't have an experience in Oman and you would like to start your journey with those major companies. So this is like an obstacle for a new joiner in Oman and also for the SMEs. This is one area of improvement I would like to say. Second one is communication. we are failing to find the right person or the key person in the company. So to have those such of one-to-way communication and to guide us until we finish or we complete the registration, or at least to hear from us what is our area of improvement. End of the day, we are Omanis, and our company is also Omanis, and the ICD is part of our goal. And we would like to have this chance to at least start a chapter in Oman to support our country. Thank you.
Thank you.
As of now, there is no additional questions. Okay. So, if I am pleased to request our audience to kindly share your feedback through scanning the feedback QR will be shared within the screen. So please scan the QR and share your feedback and points. And plus for our virtual attendees, requesting you to kindly please scan the QR and share your feedback. And plus who are wondering to engage with Business Gateway's team, representing the JSRS, please scan it to engage with us.
Thank you.
So, finally, many thanks for your time during our session, the JSRS Buyers Meet, Session 1. And we would like to thank each of our participants from around the world and who are in person have been participated. So thank you very much, and we are looking forward to support you more and contribute with you more and guide you through your success. And also for those who have joined us online, we are really thanking you for being with us since the beginning until now. And you can reach us through our channels, which is available through our team, who can support you more into the joint supply registration system features. So looking forward to see you, inshallah, for our next sessions with the JSRS Buyers Meet. Thank you very much.